Right, I'm doing this channel to, um, I don't know, maybe best way of describing it is to show people my journey and how difficult writing is. I started writing probably about 7 years ago and the reason why I started writing, because I never had any reason to write anything, was the last session with my psychologist. He recommended that I sit down and write some of the things that I discussed during about 20 sessions. So I wrote down what he said, had a look at it, and thought, oh, you know what, this is quite therapeutic. I'm enjoying it. Wasn't very good, to be fair. I looked at it and just thought, this is hopeless. But I sent it, I didn't send it, my wife was sitting next to us at the time, and I showed it to her and said, what do you think of that? And she went, well, who wrote this? I was like, me? Is it all right, like? And she said, yeah, it's all right. How long did it take you to do that? And I said, well, I knocked it up in 5 minutes because I was told to do it by the psychologist, and it said it would make me feel better. It made me cry. I'm not going to lie, it made me cry. Um, and she thought I was crying because it was just something difficult to do. I was crying because what I was writing about was my life, and what I believed my life was during my childhood. I believed that it was really good and fun and entertaining, and it was really fun and entertaining, and a psychologist told me that that was a part of it, but there was a big part that was missing, which I never knew about. So to write it down was to help, a way of getting um, self help and letting me kind of move on and realize that things the way you are now, like emotional issues and the reason why you look at authorities and things like that, stem from your past, your childhood. But to start off there anyway. So I wrote down what my childhood was like and how much I enjoyed it, and it just brought back loads of tears, happy memories. To be honest, there weren't sadness. And since I wrote it and gave it to my wife, I thought, well, I enjoyed that, and then promptly left it for about 7 years. Sat on the laptop thinking I could write more of that because I really enjoy it. And only recently, I would say from about October 2020, I thought, you know what, I'm actually I'm going to have another look at trying to do a little bit more, seeing as though we're kind of in and out of lockdown constantly. And throughout December 2020, I thought, let me see if I can turn this into a little bit of a story. Maybe I think that's well. I had to Google like what my story was, whether it was a memoir or an autobiography, um, and then I had to write everything down in a Word document to try and find out kind of how it would play out. So I spent um, oh, a good night, a whole night, just sitting with a Word document, listing chapters and stories that me and my twin Neil we used to get up to that I thought that would be interesting. And there was about 50 stories of just like crazy or fun or weird or disgusting stories that I thought people would be interested in. And I thought, hold on a minute, there's a lot of stuff here that people might want to read or find funny or cheer them up or sympathise with. But I thought, a lot of stuff here. So then I thought, right, well, how am I going to put this into some kind of story? I need some kind of way of telling this to people. I can't just do random stories. So guess what I did? Start writing random stories. So I've got about 6 or 7 stories that I've wrote that are all random, but they're all really mean a lot to me. Um, so this is only really in December, so I'm sitting writing, typing as quick as I could, and saved each chapter. So I've now got 6 or 7 chapters with all different parts to my childhood. And then I thought, right, okay, I'm actually enjoying this, and it's really fun. Even though I've cried more over a laptop than any other time in my entire life, it hits home when you write about yourself. Even though you can include yourself in what you're writing, or you can say it as it was somebody else, it's still your memories and bringing back really good memories and fond memories. I'm not crying because I'm upset by them. I'm upset that kind of a young boy had to go through that. But at the time, I was oblivious. I loved it. Just weird. It's weird why I'm crying over it all the time. If I ever get to do some kind of formal interview, I'm discussing at length about this. Oh, I'm telling you now, I'll cry like a baby, because it hits home. So anyway, this channel is going to be designed is my journey, and we're starting off. I couldn't start off, unfortunately, 7 years ago, because I didn't even really have the skills to do a YouTube channel. So what you've got now is a lot of words. There's about 30,000 words. All right, I know that seems a lot, but when you've got nothing else to do, it's either the Xbox or writing. Sometimes the Xbox wins, I'm afraid, but other times I sit and I write. So I've got about 30,000 words, all in a jumbled fashion, and you're going to see my journey. I'm going to detail as much as I can about how I'm going to put these in some kind of order, how I'm going to write a story, how I'm going to improve, things like what software should I use, groups I need to get into, questions I need to answer. So I want to just literally detail everything as I go along, and if it does turn into a book, you're going to see it from start to finish. I'm going to put a lot of stuff that I'm writing on these YouTube videos, because I'm going to show you how difficult it is to write, how upsetting it is to write, how frustrating it is to write. And I just remember I've just done a video about how good I am at English reading and writing, and I'm crap. I'm not ridiculously bad at stringing a sentence together, but I wouldn't consider myself good enough to put it in a book. So I need help with that. So where am I going to get help from? You can't knock on a neighbour or ring a friend, because they don't know. So I'm going to have to try and find the help from somewhere, because I am determined to get this book out there. So you're going to see who I ask and what I ask throughout this whole journey. So hopefully you'll enjoy and watch the struggle. If not, then you might laugh at us. Either way, enjoy it. Hello! Come sit on my knee. And this is my crazy child.
Who are you talking to?
Just a video. This is my little munchkin. What on earth? Where's that coming? Have you just got that through the post?
Yes, it's off Amazon.
It's off Amazon. Okay. Is it a unicorn?
Yes.
Hold on, let's put this down a bit.
It's a unicorn.
Is it a unicorn? I love it. And that's all right.
It's a horse.
Is it like a blanket?
Yeah.
And can Dad wear it?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because I think it's a bit small for you.
Is it really? Can I not squeeze into it?
You can if you want.
I'll try. When you're asleep, I might snuggle into it.
No, you can't.
I know.
It's a scarf.
Is it a scarf? Oh, is it a scarf?
It's a scarf and a hat.
Oh, I see. Look, and get your hands in it. Look. Hold on.
I know.
Oh, you get two hands in it. Oh, it's actually a scarf that goes over your head.
And it's a unicorn scarf.
Look. Hands. Unicorn hands. Okay, then, right. We'll jump down while I just finish this off, darling.
Okay.
It'll not be long.
I can even put my hood down and put this down.
So even though you might get a child sitting on my knee, it's life, isn't it? Also, there's a good chance you're going to get two kittens who like to jump on the laptop, or on top of me, or my head, or on top of the chair, or anytime I open the laptop, they want to be part of it. They want to. I like to think they want to know what I'm writing, but they don't. They just want to be on the keyboard. It's funny, but it's funny to watch. It's not when you're in the middle of the floor and you think, oh, get off us. Then you might see cats, you might see kids, you might see tigers. All of it's going to be real. So hope you enjoy my journey, and comment if you want to ask me anything. These people who say subscribe, I'm not bothered. If you subscribe, you do. If you don't, you don't. Just, it doesn't really bother me. For what you get out of people subscribe, just means you can just access my videos quicker. That's all it means. I need 1,000 subscribers before I can even put an advert on. So I don't really even get 1,000 subscribers, but either way, if you subscribe, great. If you don't. I'm not going to take offence. But I hope you watch these videos and learn. And there's one message you want to get out there before I turn this off. Is that what I've learned is that everybody has a story. Now, you might not think your story is funny, you might think it's emotional, you might think it's dramatic, you might have a story that you think you've made up in your head with characters or animals or fantasy, or this is a never-ending statement. Whatever your story is, and even hard-hitting things like, you know, abuse or violence or anything that you think you want to tell, do it. I'm writing mine, and it covers a lot of those things I've just mentioned, but I'm doing it anyway, and for two reasons. One, when you write it down, it helps. It helps. And secondly, if you do manage to write your story and get it published and follow the steps I do, because we're at the beginning here, and you get it published, and then what's keeping me going is if one person reads my story and it helps them, whether it be emotionally or whether it be that they just needed a good read that day and it took their mind off their words. As long as I get one person, I'll need to one. No, that might be you, and I get one person who reads my book and says, "Yeah, you know what? Thanks for that. I'm done. I'm super happy." If it does more than that, even better. But I want to get my message across. Throughout that my book, there's a few messages I want to get across that I'll detail in a few more sessions. But what I want to get this message across to you is that write your story, write it, because somebody somewhere will look at it and think, wow, okay, I connect with that, I feel you, I get that, and they'll never forget that. How many books have you read where you thought, I never forget that book? Can you imagine having somebody read your story and they go, I never forget that story, that's life changing, you know, that's life changing. So I'm going to help you the best I can to get you to start writing, but you're going to get this from a normal guy. You're not going to get it from a lecture. You're not going to get it from forums that would belittle your level of writing. You're going to get it from a guy who's crap at writing, and you're going to get it. I'm going to show you everything I'm doing, and you're going to get it from the beginning. You know, and hopefully one person will follow. I don't know who or where, or hopefully one person will follow who will think, I want to write my story too. And you follow the videos through my journey. Because it's starting now, or start 2021. This might take a year or two, who knows? But you might follow me. And if you follow the steps that I do, I'd love for you to let me know that you've managed to write a book through the help and advice that I'm going to learn through all of this. And I'm hopefully going to learn a lot. But if you do get it, I'd love to hear. I'd love that. Anyway, no more kids coming in, no cats yet. But I'm going to log off now because I've been at this all day. I've done the assessment earlier to find out that I'm crap at English and alright at maths and good at IT. So I'm kind of done for the day. I want to switch off and go and chill out and play with my little bear, who's now a woolly unicorn. So anyway, this is I'm just going to say thanks very much for watching the video. As always, it takes time out of people to watch a video. Nearly 15 minutes out and see is a lot to sit down. And I'm not going to do any fancy thrills with the videos. I've done those before, fancy intros and stuff. You're not going to get that with this. You're just going to get me talking. But it's going to be hopefully quite a lot. Right, peace out, people. Keep safe. And look forward to chatting to you all. Right, bye.